What do you do when you feel like your unit or the organization that has been handed over to you to manage is not doing as well as it should be, or in fact is making losses? I love this story where Jesus was, trying to illustrate a point. And he says, a woman has 10 coins. Luke chapter 15, verse 8 says, what woman having 10 coins, if she loses one coin, does not light a lamp, sweep the house, search carefully till she finds it? So many solutions right there. The first thing is that this woman is gifted. She has 10 coins. In that passage, a coin was used to mark like a day's wages. So take your salary if you're a top manager and divide it up by the number of days you work in a month, and then your 10 days salary. That is how much this woman had. Other versions say she had 10 talents. 10 talents is a lot of money. This woman was gifted. And so a lot of us are gifted. You have a business you manage. You have a company you are in charge of. You have a department, and someone has said you are COO. Someone has said you are in charge. You are the manager in charge of this, right? You have 10 coins and then you lose one. One of the key things I want to talk about this woman is that she has her eyes on the coins. She has her eyes on her KPIs. She is managing these 10 coins. I see her bring out these 10 coins. In fact, after a while, by just holding these coins in her hands, she has an idea if it's complete or not. She has her eyes on the ball. And so, one of the key things before we even start talking about losing is that you must be counting regularly. You must be checking regularly. If you know that these are the markers of growth in your industry, you must be looking at them at least once in 2 days, once a week, depending on the markers. You must be reviewing them. You are not waiting until something happens and then there is a meeting to check whether you are doing well at your job or not. You have numbers representing growth in your business and in the work that you do. And so you must know that your coins are 10. You must know how many they were yesterday and how many they are today. That way, if you count your coins and they are 9, you know at the exact spot where one got missing. This woman was not in doubt as regards where one of her coins got missing. She knew exactly where, because guess what? She was counting regularly. And so if you're a manager and you don't know what the KPI of your team is, you have to recalculate. You have to go ask someone, what exactly are my markers? And if you are running your own business, you have to sit down and check out the numbers. There are numbers all over the place to see whether you are doing well or not. There must be KPIs with which you are checking your growth against yesterday, against what is happening across the industry. And so when you count and one is missing, you must know exactly the last time it was 10 and when it is now 9. And this woman counted and one was missing. Hey sis, losses happen. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the people who are careful. It happens to the people who are careless. The weather changes sometimes, okay? And even though you were doing well at a time T, you are not doing so well. So you must know. And sometimes you are doing great. Sometimes a loss can mean that you did not grow in a particular period of time. It might mean that you have been growing by 10%, you have been making profit by 60%, by 70%, you have been making a growth by 75%, and then the next year you had a growth, but the growth was by 10%. That could be a loss. But because you are counting, you know. But when these losses happen, you must also know that it can happen. Okay? And when losses happen, what do you do? I love this illustration because Jesus was asking this question as a rhetoric. He says, what woman amongst you who has 10 coins, and if she loses one, will she not go light a lamp? It's not like he's asking, okay, what will you do? No, 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 no. He's telling you that by principle, if you lose a coin, the next thing to do is it not to go light a lamp? So the answer is in the question. The moment you find out that there is some growth that's supposed to happen, there is something that looks like loss, there is something that does not represent the increase that you want, you go light a lamp, you go find some light. That is simple logic, right? You need to go get illumination. And illumination in this part is different. Getting illumination is an activity, right? He says she goes and lights a lamp. It's an activity, but this activity is different from the activity that finds her the coin. So we know by this illustration that the amount of illumination you had with which you lost the coin is different from the amount of illumination you need to find the coin. You tracking? So you need a greater amount of light, people, to find this missing coin. You need greater light than you had when you lost the coin. Now, light can mean different things in your field. The first way I would think about light is seek answers in prayer. You know there is a loss happening. Sometimes you can know exactly what to do, but most times you are not quite sure. So you need to seek out answers, and then you need to seek help. Light can also mean find out who knows about this thing, which of my mentors can I talk to about this? There is something that I do, it's sometimes when I start talking to people, the answer wells up inside of me. Sometimes after praying, I then go and discuss the question, discuss this with someone. The moment I start discussing this with someone, while I am in that discussion, the answer comes up to me. So sometimes you have to find the right audience. There are some people that just ask you a question. Some people, sometimes they are not even in your field. They just ask you a simple, commonsensical question and you just did not see it. But hey, sis, you need light, okay? Light is the action that helps you see clearly. It's the action that brings certain things to your consciousness per time. And then you sweep the house. That is self-explanatory. You sometimes need to reorganize. You sometimes need to find, you might look around you and either you are overstaffed or the work is just here and there. One person is doing 5 things and there are no particular people responsible for certain tasks. You need to organize the whole place down. You need to ask yourself, what do I do when I come in the morning? You need to reclassify the way you use your time. You need to learn how to block time. That is organization. And the principle is clear. And the principle is one that is the same. And it is right here in Jesus asking the question, which woman who has 10 coins? A woman who has 10 coins is a big woman any day. But which manager who has a work to do, who has an assignment, who has something given to her to take care of and loses one, will not go light a lamp and begin sweeping? You can take this into your week. There are maybe some sweeping to do. It may be that you just need light, okay? But dear, you are gifted. You have some things that have been given to you to take care of. They might be very simple. There might be some gifts that you don't even know. But if you don't know them, look, the situation is worse. You are not yet a manager. This woman knows about her 10 coins. This woman is careful with her 10 coins. She counts them periodically. She knows exactly where she lost them. And so she lights the lamp in that same vicinity because your coin is right where you lost it. And you have to know where that is. That's Luke 15 for me today. Have a great week, people.